Have you ever woken up one day, surrounded by family, but feeling completely alone? Not because they don't love you, but because something invisible has started to slip away. Your voice. Your choices. Your independence. This is the silent story of so many seniors who move in with their adult children after 75. Today, in part 1, we begin a journey to uncover what really happens when love and care quietly turn into control and dependence. Welcome to Elderly Life, a place where we celebrate the beauty of aging and cherish every moment. If you enjoy our videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a like, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. At first, it sounds like the perfect solution. Mom, why don't you come stay with us? Dad, you shouldn't be living alone anymore, it's time. It feels warm. It feels safe. The house is full. The grandchildren are laughing. There's always someone nearby. You think to yourself, this isn't so bad, maybe this is what I needed. But slowly, so slowly, you start to notice little things. You no longer choose what time you eat. You ask permission to use the kitchen. You hesitate before turning on the TV, will it be too loud? And then one day, you reach for your car keys? But they're not there. No one meant to hurt you. No one meant to take anything away. But piece by piece, your independence isn't taken, it just disappears. In part 1, we look at this early stage, when the transition feels easy, even comforting. But comfort, for many, becomes a quiet cage. We'll hear from real stories, real people. Like Margaret, 78, who moved in with her daughter's family and didn't realize how much of her freedom she'd trade for convenience. At first, I loved being around everyone. But after a while, I felt like a guest in my own life. Margaret, 78. This is not a story about blame. This is a story about awareness, about protecting the parts of ourselves that make us who we are, especially as we age. It doesn't happen overnight. At first, it's just small things. You used to wake up at 6 a.m., enjoy a slow cup of tea by the window. But now, your daughter wakes the house at 7:30, and the kitchen is busy. You wait. You adjust. You used to shop for your own groceries, walk the aisles, pick the fruits, maybe stop by the bakery. Now someone says, just give me your list, I'll pick it up for you. And you say yes, because it's kind. Because they're helping. But inside, you miss touching the apples. You miss deciding on a whim what you'd like to cook. You miss choosing. No one took away your rights. No one locked the door. But decision by decision, freedom turns into favor. You begin to feel like a passenger in your own routine. Every act of care, though well-meaning, replaces a piece of self-sufficiency. And after a while, you ask yourself quietly, do I even decide anything anymore? This is the erosion of daily autonomy. And the saddest part? No one notices. Not even you, until the silence of your own will becomes too loud to ignore. This is not about rejecting help. It's about preserving choice. The power to say, this is how I live my day. You spent your life making decisions. Raising children. Paying bills. Building a home. You were the one they ran to when they were afraid of the dark. You were the one who held everything together. But now, things feel different. Your adult son tells you when to take your medication. Your daughter reminds you not to forget your sweater. Someone walks you to the car as if you've forgotten how to use your legs. And when you say, I think I'll take the bus today, they say, no, that's not safe. Stay home. Suddenly, your words carry less weight. Your opinions are politely ignored. Your suggestions met with a smile, then brushed aside. It's not that they mean harm. They love you. But love, mixed with fear, often leads to overprotection. And overprotection can feel like being parented. You start to feel like a child again, but without the joy, without the freedom of youth. Only rules, routines, restrictions. And in quiet moments, you wonder, how did I go from being the anchor of this family, to needing permission to go for a walk? Losing your role as a decision maker isn't just frustrating, it's painful. Because it steals a part of your identity that took decades to build. Respect doesn't disappear in one argument or one disagreement. It slips away in size, in overcorrections, in the unspoken message. You're not capable anymore. But you are. You are still you. Capable. Wise. Experienced. Deserving of dignity. No one tells you that being surrounded by people can still feel lonely. The house is full, laughter in the kitchen, footsteps up and down the stairs, voices on phone calls. But somehow, you feel invisible. Not ignored. Not unloved. Just unseen. You start to speak less. Not because you have nothing to say, but because no one seems to really listen. You begin to doubt yourself. Am I being too sensitive? Am I overthinking? You tell yourself to be grateful. After all, they let you stay. They cook for you. They care. But deep down, there's a quiet sadness. You miss the feeling of walking into your own living room and knowing everything in it was yours. You miss waking up in your own space, on your own terms. You miss making a plan, and not having to check with anyone first. But you say nothing. Because you don't want to sound ungrateful. You don't want to be difficult. You don't want to be a burden. So you smile. You nod. You keep the sadness neatly tucked away, behind kind eyes and polite answers. But it builds. Little by little. Like water behind a dam. And that's the part no one sees. The emotional toll of losing not just your independence, but your identity, your space, your sense of control over your own life. You grieve, but silently. We're just looking out for you. It's for your own good. You don't need to worry about that anymore, we've got it handled. The words sound kind. The tone is gentle. But the message is clear, you're no longer in charge of your own life. And maybe it started small? They organized your medications. They insisted on managing your finances, just to be safe. They asked you not to cook anymore, we'll take care of meals from now on. Again, it's wrapped in love. But love without boundaries can become a soft kind of control. Not the kind that yells. Not the kind that punishes. But the kind that quietly says, we don't trust you to handle this anymore. And even though you say thank you, something inside you aches. Because independence isn't just about driving or cooking or going out alone. It's about having a say, in your routine, your choices, your money, your body, your time. And when others take over, without asking, without listening, it doesn't feel like care. It feels like erasure. You are not a fragile thing. You have survived loss, hardship, change, and time. You are still capable, even if you need a little help sometimes. Care should be collaborative, not controlling. Support should be offered, not imposed. You may have gone quiet for a while. Maybe too long. But your voice is still there. It hasn't disappeared, just waiting for you to use it again. And no, it's not about yelling. It's not about demanding or fighting. It's about remembering that you deserve to be part of the conversation about your own life. Start small. Instead of saying, okay, whatever you think. Try, I appreciate your help, but I'd like to decide this myself. Instead of nodding along to plans made for you. Try, could you include me next time you make that kind of decision? You may feel nervous at first. You may fear being called stubborn or difficult. But the truth is, those words are sometimes used to quiet people who are simply standing up for themselves. And remember, setting a boundary doesn't mean rejecting love. It means protecting your dignity within the relationship. Have a conversation. A real one. Sit down with your children and say what's in your heart. I love living with you. I'm grateful. But I need to feel like I still have some control over my life. I need space to make my own choices, because I'm still me. You may be surprised at how much they listen, once you finally speak. They've just been doing what they thought was right. Now it's time to gently show them what's actually needed. Because no one can defend your independence better than you. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You don't have to choose between complete independence or total dependence. There is a middle ground. A place where support and freedom can live side by side. It starts with one powerful idea. Your needs and your voice matter, just as much as everyone else's. So what could a healthier living arrangement look like? Green Circle shared spaces, not surrendered spaces. Have your own room, your own area, decorated, arranged, and run by you. Even small control over your environment gives your mind and spirit something to anchor to. Green Circle agreements, not assumptions. Have honest conversations about routines, privacy, expectations. Write them down if needed. This isn't about being rigid, it's about mutual respect. Green Circle your money, your say. Even if your children help manage your finances, you still deserve transparency, input, and dignity in how it's handled. Your life's work is not just a number in a spreadsheet. Green Circle daily autonomy. Ask, what decisions do I want to keep making on my own? Meals, clothing, outings, social plans, these things matter more than people think. Holding on to them gives you a sense of identity and control. Green Circle outside connection. Don't let your world shrink to just one house and one family. Join a club. Go to the senior center. Reconnect with friends. Independence isn't just physical, it's social, emotional, and spiritual. Because aging doesn't mean fading. It means adapting, with grace, with clarity, and with strength. You are not a burden. You are not past your purpose. You are still here, still choosing, still growing. And the best kind of care is the kind that lifts you without taking away who you are. If you've been feeling invisible, unheard, quietly unhappy, you are not alone. And you are allowed to want more. Speak up. Set boundaries. Design the life you want, wherever you are. Because you don't stop being you after 75. You just start a new chapter. And this time, it's one you get to write,